Hello, David here at merchantaccounts.ca. How much are credit card processing fees in Canada and how much will they cost your specific business? And where can you find a tool to help you calculate it? That's what we'll dig into today. Stay tuned. Credit card processing fees in Canada are set across the entire country by Visa and MasterCard. Now, it doesn't matter which credit card processor you choose, the underlying cost structure from Visa and MasterCard always remains the same. The cost structure is called interchange, and that's a lot of what this topic is about. What are the interchange credit card processing fees in Canada? Now, that's not the entirety of it, though. We also need to consider the processing fees that you pay on top of interchange. This is another component that makes up your total processing costs, and that's the part that goes to your credit card processor. Now, if you're looking at this video on the merchantaccounts.ca website, which will also be linked to from the description in the video, we will have a tool that lets you type in the different card types and the volume for each type of card, for example, regular cards and rewards cards, and it will calculate and display your exact fees as well as the average rate that you pay overall for all of your credit card processing. The point of this tool is to make it very clear how much credit card processing fees are in Canada and, more useful to you, how much it will cost your specific business. So when you're trying to determine your costs, the first thing that you want to determine is identify how you take the transactions. The way that you take the card makes a really big impact on the interchange cost. The interchange cost for the transaction is broken into three different tiers, or three main tiers. There's card not present for Visa and digital commerce for MasterCard. Those are both for e-commerce transactions happening on a website. Then you have standard interchange, and that applies to virtual terminal transactions, which is where you're talking to a customer on the phone, you're just keying the card into a computer manually. Now, the third and final interchange, most common interchange tier, is electronic interchange for Visa and card present EMV for MasterCard. But I take away those fancy terms. This is for retail merchants, a traditional brick and mortar point of sale machine. So we're going to dig into each of these now. Well, how much does the card cost? We should start by describing the most popular card types. So you have your classic Gold and Platinum Visa, Infinite Visa, which is like a rewards card, Infinite Privilege Visa, which is a very fancy, and then Visa Debit, which is a merchant you'll love taking because it's the least expensive. On the MasterCard side, you have Core, World, and World Elite cards in an increasing ladder of fanciness, is that an appropriate word? And then your Muse MasterCard as well as business MasterCards. Now, each of those cards has a different interchange tier, which you will see laid out in the tool on merchantaccounts.ca. It doesn't make sense for me in this video to state what those interchange rates are for two reasons. I already have another video on the channel for the current interchange rates, but more importantly, if you go to the link in the description, you can use the tool on merchantaccounts.ca, which we can keep updated. I can't update this video after we publish it, so it's better to reference the latest interchange rates on the website, on the merchantaccounts.ca website. But I do have a few important and relevant notes. The markup above interchange, because it's not just the interchange fees, it's the fees that you pay to your payment processor that also obviously impact your costs. The markup above interchange should be related to your product risk. If you have an established business, you really shouldn't be paying a high rate, especially if you can prove that you have a good track record of low chargebacks and that your company is stable and you're not going out of business anytime soon. We do have a video about how to negotiate lower credit card processing fees, which I will also link to in the video description. Now, interestingly, MasterCard is specifically rewarding e-commerce merchants that implement more robust security measures on their websites. Specifically, if you're using 3D Secure through your website, you can qualify for a special lower interchange tier on your digital commerce transactions. How much you save ranges depending on the type of card, but some card types you save more than 0.3%. That's a huge cost reduction. I actually just recorded other content on 3D Secure, so you can check that out on the channel as well if you want to learn more about 3D Secure. Now, one thing to point out is that merchants often find it very confusing because there's so many different card types. As I kind of alluded to before, there's about 12 popular card types in Canada, And those costs range for e-commerce transactions from 1.4% to 2.4% at the highest range for the premium cards. It's not possible to know in advance exactly how many rewards cards you're going to get, but it's very achievable to accurately predict roughly what your processing costs and interchange costs will be. Do you sell Rolexes or charter private jets? Well, you're going to get a good chunk of rewards cards. Or do you sell secondhand university textbooks? Well, you're probably not getting a ton of premium cards there. So if you use the Canadian credit card fees tool on merchantaccounts.ca, you can break all that out and it will show you what your estimated costs will be. And finally, if you're researching fees, why not consider getting a quote from us? There's a link to our website in the description, or just go to www.merchantaccounts.ca. If there's one thing that we're about, it's transparency with pricing. We'd be happy to give you a quote or answer any questions you have. And that's about it for today. Thanks for watching and have a nice day there. Bye now.